You're coming off SummerSlam. By all accounts, it's interesting. I don't know how you feel about this. I'm just curious. From what I saw, everyone loved your match against John Cena for a
Mm-hmm.
variety of reasons. Do you, there's that old sort of adage, I guess, where, if you pay attention when people are complimenting you, you have to pay attention when they're not complimenting you. So, how are you, do you take a lot of satisfaction when there's a good reaction to a match, a monster match like that? Or do you say, listen, my job is my job, whether they, respond that way or not?
I feel I'd probably be lying to you, and I think most people would be lying to you if they said they don't love a little pat on the back. They don't love a little attention when you do something that is universally praised. But also, I don't take it with such a heavy, oh my gosh, I'm the man. This is that moment. The same way I don't take it when it goes the other way, when there's a negative outlook on your match or even a universal negative outlook on your match. That just comes across as, as Mr. Heyman will say, and people say all the time, every time we go out there, it's just an audition for us to be able to come back. With that said, though, with SummerSlam, there are a couple moments in the match where I did realize we were definitely in a good place. The audience is always going to let you know. And for me, a stadium where the sound's usually going up because there's no roof on MetLife and you have, 60,000 people or whatever, where you can hear them very well, that was a good indication that when I watch this back, if I do watch it back, they were vibing. They were enjoying it. They were on the roller coaster with us versus us just showing them a roller coaster. So there was definitely a few moments that I got to stop, smell the roses, and have an appreciation for the moment at SummerSlam.
It was a very physical match. How did you feel in the moments right after it?
There's a photo of me laying down right afterwards. I had a little dressing room right over by Gorilla. There's a photo of me laying down on the floor, and it's very telling. I'm just laying face forward, and I'm holding on to my side. It's very telling that I was certainly, I don't want to say injured by any means, but I was hurt. I was banged up. One little rib on the left side really bothering me. Back of my calves, all kinds of stuff. I could list you these little. They're just little, what I'd say like little knickknacks. I'm a big advocate, and you'll always wrestle hurt, but don't wrestle injured. So I am lucky that no injuries. I left there no injuries. I don't believe he has any injuries, and that's a good night at the office.
So when you have those little knickknacks, does it take a day, 2 days, 3 days where you start feeling yourself again, or do they linger?
It could take a day or 3 days for you to feel. I mean, as you get older, it takes you wake up the next day and feel completely different. However, I got a 4-year-old daughter, and 4-year-old daughter who has missed me for the whole week because I've been prepping for SummerSlam, and then we go on this Hamptons trip. Something Arn Anderson told me a long time ago: no matter how bad you feel, don't take a nap on that day after the match, and be there. So I was picking her up. We were running on the beach. We got a kite. I'm probably going to post the video on Instagram. We actually got a kite up in the air. I think with her in mind, I was able. I was good. I was good. I got a different type of rest, if that makes any sense. But
Right.
yeah, as you get older, it used to be, oh, I could do this again tomorrow. I always think people, oh, I could wrestle a bear. But somewhere between 35 and 40, it did start to become, ooh, that next day.
Yeah.
That next day is a little rough. My wife heard it a bunch because I kept telling her, she'd ask me to get up to do something. I'd be like, I had a really tough match. So just give me a second. And that give me a second means, could you please get that soda out of the fridge and not me? But yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah. All right. That's good to hear because you're going to be busy now. Because, like I said, you're champion once again.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Biggest difference for you personally winning it this time than last WrestleMania? Did it feel the same, or how different did it feel?
I took a moment. It's actually before the match, before winning it, and before John handing it to me. I took a really. I thought I would be. I thought this memory would be way more present But then as I was under the stage, it hit me, and I'm shocked I didn't remember this. That is the stage I went and hid under after my match got cut at WrestleMania 29. So the same place I'm getting in the elevator to rise up and hopefully get number 2 and win the WWE Championship, the same place I'm going on while everybody else has got their boots off and watching, is where I sat, in my feelings after getting a match cut, meaning my match was taken off the show minutes before it happened. When I realized that and I'm coming up is where I really wanted to kind of take stock of every feeling I had. So the first time WrestleMania 40 was a completely different feeling because I felt like I was capturing something that involved so many people. Of course, my dad trying to finish his story. Of course, all the medley of characters that were involved in the big schmaz at the end. This one felt, I think, selfishly a little bit for me in terms of, see, I told you. And not in a mean-spirited way, but see, I told you. I was the right guy for the job, and I've been the right guy for the job. But nobody believes that when you're another wrestler as much as you're going to make somebody go through it and put me through it. And that feeling in there felt very much, gosh, I guess the best way to put it, Jimmy, is it felt like I'm the champ. The first time, I don't remember thinking to myself, I'm the champ. This time, I felt like, yeah, I'm the champ.
Why didn't you feel like you were the champ the first time?
I don't know. I think because of all the emotions and the WrestleMania 40, everything that was going into it, and the component of the final boss, and just the road. I might have had too much of my vision on the road ahead if it happens. Oh, what could be versus this one? It just felt like, yes, I wasn't lying to you guys, and I'll keep doing this. If you want to move the goalposts, move them. If you want to tell me I'm not, tell me. But I'm gonna do what I did tonight.
So you were champion originally for a year. You won it at WrestleMania against Roman, then you lost it at WrestleMania against Cena. Was that year as champion everything you expected? Was it more? Were you happy with your year as champion? Were you satisfied?
I don't know if anyone's ever really satisfied, and I don't mean for those watching. I just had a grown face because I don't know if you're ever really satisfied when there's always things you can do to improve your wrestling in terms of in-ring, bell-to-bell, ways to improve wrestling, ways to improve your matches. I think from an area that will always make you feel good as a wrestler, from an inside perspective, in terms of how you deliver as a champion on the measurables, whether that's, well, we know what they all are because now we all talk about them. That's buy rates or merch or our subscribers or just tickets, of course, being the biggest one. In that area, I had a goal in time, a very material goal, a very inside goal of wanting to be the best in a year that anyone could be. And that was accomplished. So that's certainly something that when I leave the wrestling game, whenever that comes, gosh knows when, I'll be able to look and say that you can't take that portion away from me. I feel like I love that all this data is available to fans now to be able to say, hey, another year of record business. And that's a big thing with potentially if I ever was to go, the dark side, ever go bad guy. It's definitely possible. I feel like sometimes I'm too heavy handed with how I say, oh no, it'll never happen. Oh, I'm sure it's possible. And maybe it does. But anyone who tells you, hey, he's better as a bad guy has been living under a rock for 3 years of record business. So I do have to state from a looking at it on the board, no, was not better. Maybe unproven because it never did it in a major setting like with WWE's platforms. But that's probably one of the things that leaves doubt as to far as, ooh, if I did, would it still be as good? Could it be? And I bet it could. Maybe one day.